Hey guys, Mitch here from Minifig Man Cave with another New York Toy Fair 2015 LEGO Thoughts video. Today we'll be taking a look at Bionicle and Technic. Well, not today, in this video. Well, it is today, but you know what I mean. So first up for Bionicle, we have the Skull Slicer set 707. Does that say 92? I think it does. With 71 pieces, and this guy's gonna retail for $15, I think. So, yeah, so there's the box for him. You can see, there's some different, like, towers and stuff and some birds flying around. And, yeah, not really too much going on. There's a face right there. I don't know what that's for, but there's just something. It almost looks like he's in some sort of gladiator pit. And, so, yeah. So, here is the set. And by the way, guys, a lot of the new molds for the Bionicle sets that were shown at, New York Toy Fair were prototype pieces, and that's why they sort of look like they have a really rough texture. That's just because they're prototypes, so, yeah. And by the way, all the new Bionicle sets will be coming out in August. So, here we have the Slicer himself. So we've got, basically all the villains that are their own set have a, two-color Toa mask. It's gold and then the transparent color. So this one has Liwa's mask, which is gold and then trans bright green. And, yeah, it looks pretty cool. As far as that mask goes. He uses the Skull Spider mask, and he's the only villain in this wave that doesn't have a new mask, which is kind of unfortunate. So mainly his color scheme consists of silver, gunmetal, and trans bright green, but then he has, for some reason, this random orange, trans neon orange piece right there, and I'm not sure why they put that there, to be honest. It just breaks up the color scheme too much, and honestly makes him look kind of meh. As far as new parts go, you can see we've got this new shoulder pad piece here, this new blade piece, which this set comes with 3 of, new recolor for trans neon orange skull spider legs, these new bones here, which look more like real bones, which are pretty cool, and then trans bright green recolor for just standard bones. New print for the chest piece, which looks pretty cool. And then, this new torso piece, torso armor, assuming that's the armor, yeah. Torso armor piece for, the skull villains that makes them look more skeletal, and this one's in transparent green. Looking at the set a little bit more, you can see he appears to have the gearbox function attached to all 4 of his arms, which is definitely very interesting. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how that looks and functions when the set comes out. But honestly, I think this guy looks just too skeletal. I mean, they're supposed to be skeletons, I get that, but there's just not enough armor on him, and honestly, that trans neon orange just breaks up the color scheme too much. But I probably will be picking this guy up, if only as a parts pack. And there's just a closer look at him. You can see the chest piece a bit better there. Looks pretty cool, actually. Then next up we have the Skull Warrior, and in my opinion, out of the standalone villains that are their own sets, I think this one probably looks the best in terms of build. But you can see in the background there's a bunch of other skull people like cheering him on in whatever the heck he's doing. So, yeah, well, I guess in stealing Kopaka's crazy mask. But there's a close-up of him. You can see more of those new bone pieces. The trans orange doesn't look quite as bad on him, whoops, in my opinion, because he has more trans orange than just that one piece, as you'll see later. He does have a new mask, which looks really nice in my opinion. And he's got a spear back here, using one of those new blade pieces. He's got some of the new armor add-ons. And, the new torso piece in Translate Blue, and he does have a stud shooter. That his bow kind of reminds me of a larger protector weapon, but yeah. There's more of a general shot of him. You can see Kopaka's gold and Translate Blue mask right there, which looks pretty cool. And again, the reason this trans neon orange piece doesn't look as bad is because there's more trans neon orange on his feet. So, yeah, and he does have more armor, which makes him look a little bit better, in my opinion, than the Skull Slicer. And next up, guys, we have the Skull Basher. This guy looks pretty cool as well, in my opinion. He primarily has like some purples and oranges and different shades of gray going on, mainly. Yeah, it definitely looks really cool. And yeah, I really think that these new sets are some sort of gladiator type thing going on, because there's another hand reaching for that mask, and it does not look like a Toa hand. So here he is. You can see he's got like these big tusks, which are kind of odd because they're solid purple and everything else. All the other purple in the set is trans purple, so it's kind of awkward in that sense, but it's not really that bad. You can see that he's got these new axe pieces, which look very nice. More of the new armor add-ons, a new mask, very cool, and then the gold and trans purple Mask of Earth. And there's just a close-up look at him. You can see very nice printing on that chest piece there, and a very cool new mask. And then here's probably my least favorite of the Summer Bionicle sets from what we've seen, and this is the Skull Scorpio. Now, from Nuremberg Toy Fair in Germany a few weeks ago, we saw that he doesn't have any posability in his legs whatsoever. So he's a very static character, and pretty much his only posability is in his pincers and probably the tail as well. Honestly, I think this guy looks not good at all as a build. He just, I don't know, I just don't like him. But anyway, you can see here he's missing his mask, which probably means, you know, it's a prototype piece, so the prototypes aren't made of as strong a plastic as normal parts, so it probably got damaged on the way to the toy fair. Either that or it got stolen. But you can see the mask right there. And that's a pretty cool mask. I must say, I do like the mask on this guy. You can see some trans neon green, trans neon orange, different shades of like silver. And then he's got this random Technic thing going on with his tail, which I'm assuming is going to be some sort of like the tail closes up and grabs stuff or something. There is the gold and trans neon green Mask of Stone. And there's just another look at this figure. Yeah, to me he just looks unfinished and poorly constructed, to be honest. And then here's really the highlight of the Summer Bionicle wave, sort of the big set. It's going to be $30. This is the Mask Maker versus Skull Grinder. And the Mask Maker is a Kimu. So, yeah, that's cool. But at the point that we're in at the storyline right now, I think he's dead. So, we'll see what happens there, but either that or just hibernating or something. But it seems that Skull Grinder, whoever he is fighting a Kimu for the Mask of Creation. So, yeah. Apparently there's going to be a TV commercial featuring this set between August and October. There's just another look at the box. And then here's a close-up of the Skull Grinder. You can see he uses trans neon orange, and I think his color scheme looks the best out of all the new villains because it's very simple. It's, you know, silver, maybe a little bit of gunmetal, but it's mostly just silver and trans neon orange, and I think a simple color scheme is a good color scheme. Also, you can see he has a torso piece in silver, which is cool. Like an actual torso, like, skeleton piece. And you can see that he is pretty tall. Yeah. And he's got a bunch of new... He's got one of the new swords, a three-headed new... One of the new axes. So, yeah. And then there's the Mask of Creation on a little pedestal. I'm assuming that pedestal will be included in the set. And then here is Kimu. I think he looks really cool. It's basically an upgraded protector. He does have a gearbox, which is neat. And he has stud shooters on his hammer. There are 2 stud shooters, actually, and then he's got a shield which is made up of a saw blade, and then one of those Cinderella carriage wheels from 2014. He's got a lot of gold and trans light blue there, especially on the mask, which is the protector mold, as you would expect. But yeah, he looks really nice in my opinion. And then there was one Technic set on display that out for summer sets, from what I could tell. So yeah, and that is the fireplane. Looks pretty cool. 999 pieces. I don't know how much this is retailing for, however. Yeah, there it is. Looks pretty cool. I don't really know that much about Technic sets, so I don't really know what I should be saying about this set, but looks like it's going to have a lot of different actions going on with the gears and stuff, as you'd expect from Technic. Here's just another angle of that. But, yeah, that's going to do it for Bionicle and Technic. As far as the Bionicle stuff goes, I gotta say this wave, summer wave, is really underwhelming in terms of like just how good the sets look compared to the winter wave. The winter wave is just great, but I don't know, this new wave just doesn't seem as good as its predecessor. But there are a lot of cool parts in it, so that's always good. But yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. As always, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more of these thoughts videos to come. So, and one last thing, guys, I got these pictures from toyark.com, so I will be linking to them in the description so that you can check out all of their New York Toy Fair coverage, whether it's Lego or something else that you want to see. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you